I want you to be able to grow your channel. The most important thing, as I've said in all the other weeks, is the value that you deliver in what you say and how you talk from your experience and the results that you've got. That is the most important thing. The gear, the fluff, the nice audio, the acoustic panels, the good looking studio, the lighting, the soft boxes, all of that is extra on top. Now, I don't like talking about camera gear because a lot of people get carried away and spend way too much money, and it's not what is going to help you grow your YouTube channel at the start of your journey. But I know if I don't talk about it, you are still going to want to know what gear to get, what gear to use, what to invest in at the start. So there are a few things that you can focus on that will level up the quality of your videos, that will give you the best bang for your buck, but you can get out of hand really quickly because camera gear, lighting, sound, acoustic panels, getting a studio set up can get out of hand really quickly. So I always want us to come back to our main focus is we're building a business on YouTube here, and we need that business to be profitable. So we don't want to overspend and dig into all the profits that we've worked so hard to create for our channel. So level 1, there are 5 different levels of your camera gear, and then I'll get into studio setup and backdrop and what you need to think about there. So the first level is just your phone. That's all you need. This little guy that you've got in your pocket that you already own is the best thing for you to get started with. And it's all you need. The quality that is coming out of our phones now, the video quality, is so good. It's better than 80% of the cameras that we used to use for YouTube. So don't overthink it. When you're starting, this is all you need. You need a phone and you need a way to film yourself and keep it steady all the time. And to do that, you can get a cheap little tripod like this. These are one of the bendy ones, so you can bend it and get your size right, so the height's right. And this is a very fancy phone clip, but you can get a very cheap phone clip from Amazon or online or from a China mall. Any of those places will have these little phone clips, and all it does is it lets you clip your phone in there and it holds your phone for you, and then it makes it much easier for you to film yourself. And this one is very fancy, so this one you can just pull and rotate, and we want to be filming horizontal for your YouTube videos, and all you do is you set that up on your desk and you can start filming yourself, and the microphone on your phone is good enough to start. And there are a few tips and tricks I can give you to improve your audio. But that's level 1. That's all you need to get started. You don't need a fancy camera to start. You don't need a fancy microphone. Your phone is good for your first 100 videos. So don't overthink it. Just start with this guy. Level 2. Level 2, you may think is getting a camera. It's not. Your audio is way more important than the quality of the video. People will put up with bad quality video if your audio is good. If you have amazing 4K cinematic video, but your audio is terrible, people will leave. People will not put up with that and they will not watch your video. So it's really important when you start to level up. The first thing I want you to look at getting is a microphone to get good, clean, crisp audio. So you can get a very simple little microphone like this. It is a lapel microphone. It's got a little fluffy on top if there is a bit of wind to help. And this can plug straight into your cell phone. So to start, you just clip that on here, and the lapel mic is really good for getting rid of the external noise, and you can plug it into your phone. You can plug it into a camera if you have a camera or you eventually get one. One of the things I want you guys to know is I'm no expert on camera gear, and a lot of people out there know way more than me about camera gear and audio and lighting and all this video creation stuff. I'm just talking from my experience and what I've learned, and where I've spent money that's been a waste, and where I've spent money on gear that has actually helped me make better videos and help me grow my channel, because that's what we want to do. I want you to be able to grow your channel. So first point of call, microphones. Lapel microphone, you can get them really cheap online. You don't have to spend a lot of money. Just get started with a microphone, and it will improve the audio a lot from just being on your phone. And then the other microphones you can get, there is a podcasting microphone like this one. It does get a lot fancier, because then you need a big boom arm to hold it right, or a desk stand to keep it steady. I know a lot of people do hold these microphones. I don't suggest that, because there's such a chance of you banging it, and if you hit these things, it sounds terrible. If you just catch them while you're talking, it really messes up your audio. So I like to have it stationary. Even on the boom arm, I do hit it sometimes when I get excited and start moving my hands and talking about it. But that is the podcast microphone for you. A bit more expensive than the lapel microphone, but it does bring out those lower tones and sounds a lot better and professional. And then there is a shotgun microphone. Now this just sits on your camera and plugs into your camera. You can get small shotgun microphones that plug into your cell phone that are cheaper. So that is another option if you don't want to go the lapel mic route. And then there are fancy microphones like this that you can mount above the camera, just out of shot. And the hard thing about these is they are XLR connection, so they're not like a lapel, which is just a 3.5mm jack. It's an XLR, and that starts to get expensive. And I'll talk about that in level 4. So we're getting a bit ahead of ourselves. Let's go on to level 3. Level 3, once you've nailed down your audio and you're getting good audio, crisp and clean, we can now look at adding a camera. And there are lots of options with cameras. Sony, Nikon, Canon, and there are a whole lot of others that you can look at. Those are the 3 big boys. You can get out of hand with cameras and start spending a lot of money. Start simple. I would spend less and just get started getting used to filming with a camera. We use Sony cameras. So this is a Sony a7 III. Lovely camera. It's not the newest model, but it works really well. It is a full frame camera, but you don't have to have a full frame camera. A 3/4 is more than enough. This doesn't have a flip out screen, so that is one of the negatives. We're filming on a Sony a7C that does have the flip out camera, which helps a lot when you're filming yourself. There are so many videos that I filmed with this when I first got started, where I got my framing wrong and I was like sitting like this and my head was cut off, or I was sitting out on the side like this, and it's just like you can film an entire video and just waste so much time. So the flip out screen is a nice bonus to have. You don't have to have it. And then the next thing is, what kind of lenses are you going to start filming with? So this is a 24mm Tamron f2.8. I like to eventually get to a lower f-stop number, and all that means is the background of your video is going to be more blurry. It's called bokeh. You'll know from watching like really cool movies when they're filming the robots and the robots are blurry and like perfect round circles with that color, and then they kind of shift that focus, and then the robots come into focus and the car comes into focus and you head on the car chase. That bokeh is a good quality lens because it's blurring the background, and what it does is whoever's in focus, so I'm in focus at the moment, it pulls attention to me because I'm in focus and the rest is blurry. If too much is in focus, it doesn't look as professional and doesn't look as cool. Very technical. You don't need to worry about that too much. Most of the lenses you're going to get with new cameras when you get them are going to have an f4 or an f3.5. That's more than enough. You don't need anything fancy beyond that. Okay, that's level 3. Level 4 We are now starting to get fancy, and we're going to start going into lighting, having soft boxes on your lighting so the lighting is soft on your face. You can go into acoustic sound panels. So this orange at the back here, and then I've got 2 sound panels on the side, and I've got sound panels on the roof here to make sure that the audio doesn't bounce, it doesn't sound tinny, doesn't echo too much in here. But even like simple foam or egg boxes work to help with your audio. So there are lots of DIY ways to do it. And then heading on to external audio. So not recording the audio on your cell phone or into the camera. You're now starting to record it into a audio recording. So it's external. This is the Zoom H5. And we're currently recording this microphone into this external device. And then we sync it with the camera in the edit. And that's just getting really fancy. What these things do is they pick up a bigger range, so you can save more audio, and it just sounds a bit more professional. Okay, but level 4 is you're kind of getting out of hand now, because as you'll know, I'm filming on a camera, I've got a second camera, I've got 4 microphones. It gets out of hand really, really quickly. So you don't have to have all this fancy stuff. Keep coming back to what's the most important thing. How do I deliver value, solve problems for my audience, and give them my experience and results and help them solve their problems from my perspective? That is the main thing. Okay, level 5, we start getting into crazy production, and the sky is the limit here. You can go to ridiculous cameras like a Red, which they are filming Hollywood movies on, and you're going to spend all the money you have just on one camera. Lenses can get ridiculous. Lighting can get crazy. Building out an entire studio can get really, really ridiculous. So level 5 is there is no limit. And you really need to find your sweet spot and what works for you. Don't get out of hand. We're still running a business. If you spent all the money in the world, it would not change the value that you deliver within the videos. And that's the most important thing, is how do we help our customers and our viewers the most? Stay focused on the main thing. Keep the main thing the main thing. That's what I always like to say. Okay, studio backdrop. How you want to create the environment for your studio is completely up to you. I have tried plain backgrounds, I've tried green screens, I've tried lots of different things, and it's completely up to you what you like. I like the bookshelves with my books, and then I have a few little lights and some greenery just to mix it in a little bit, and then I like to change the background color every now and then. You'll see in past videos I've had plain black, I've had just the light white wall. And it's really up to you what suits you and how you want your studio to look. When you're starting out, the background does not matter. A plain wall, sitting in your living room, sitting at your dining room table, sitting at your office desk is perfect to start. Please don't overthink this. Everyone spends so much time setting up their backdrop. And I promise you, when someone is looking for the answer to a question, they are not concerned about what your backdrop looks like. They just want you to solve their problem as quickly as possible and tell them how to solve it, saving the most time possible. That's all they want. Okay. So backdrops are interesting. This is completely up to you. If you have any questions about camera gear, or backdrops, or what you should invest in next, or what microphone you should go for first, according to your style of videos, then you can let us know, create a post in the community, and ask our opinion. There are guys like Nick in the community who know way more about production than me, so he will be able to help you as well, and everyone else in the community that has invested in gear and started growing out their gear and their studio and their backdrop will also be able to contribute and give you feedback. So if you have any questions, that's where you go. Head into the community and ask us, and we'll be able to help you. Don't overthink the gear. Not the most important thing. Focus on the value that you're delivering in your videos. That's really what is so important. I hope you enjoyed today's lesson, and we'll see you in the community.